Hello, Steve Arts89. Well, I am trying to do a Doctor Who marathon. I've been trying to watch Doctor Who for a few years, but I've had issues with access, and particularly at the moment, I'm finding it very hard to access the show. Now, a few years ago, all the vintage episodes of Doctor Who that were available on the streaming service for one of our free-to-air channels in Australia, ABC, and I had access to all the episodes, but I didn't have the time to watch them. And then by the time I had the time, I put it off because I knew there were a lot of episodes missing, and they seemed to be finding them sort of randomly, and they were putting episodes up as animated episodes, and I just sort of wasn't sure. I don't want to start and have to go back because they've released more episodes, and I sort of procrastinated for a while. And by the time I decided to just watch it, ABC had taken over. Disney had taken over, and ABC had lost its rights to stream Doctor Who in Australia. So I lost access to all the old vintage episodes. So I finally had the time, and I lost access. So I thought, okay, what I'll do is I've got some Doctor Who on DVD, vintage Doctor Who, so I'll just watch a selection of episodes from each era, and then I'll move on to the new era, because I had been buying all those on DVD. I'd watched the first season with Christopher Eccleston on ABC, and a few random episodes with David Tennant. But I've been buying the DVDs. I thought it's too hard to sort of find it on ABC and keep up to, what's showing on TV. So I'll just watch the DVDs. And eventually it piled up to like Jodie Whittaker's era. I got like 14 seasons I haven't watched. And I said, you know what? You're just going to have to just start watching them. So I did my selection of vintage ones, and I started watching the new seasons. Unfortunately, I realised I was missing some specials, and I didn't get the season of specials from Jodie Whittaker because I didn't realise it was sort of released as a season. I thought the specials were included in the seasons, so I realised I was missing a year of Jodie Whittaker and a couple of specials. So I thought, God, what do I do? Because I'd started the marathon, but I realised that these episodes were all on ABC. Did have a couple of seasons, not all the seasons, but a couple of seasons. And Amazon had, I think, all the seasons, and BritBox had all the seasons, so I thought, fine. I thought I'll use ABC, but then the ABC ones disappeared between June and July. So I thought, well, I'll sign up to Amazon, and I signed up between 2 months, and at the end of the month, Doctor Who disappeared at the end of July. So at the start of August, I lost all the episodes. I hadn't gotten to them yet. So I lost access to all the episodes that I needed to watch from ABC in June, and then Amazon in July. So then I thought, well, I'll go to BritBox. So I signed up to BritBox because they had advertised they had Doctor Who in July. I assumed they would still have it because they're British, and I thought it was just the international rights that had expired. But no, I went to BritBox after I signed up and found out there was no Doctor Who, so I cancelled and told them I cancelled because there was no Doctor Who. They'd been advertising it, and by the time I signed up, it was gone. So now I'm stuck with, I'm watching the episodes on DVD, but I'm missing some specials, and I'm missing a season of Jodie Whittaker, but I'm just going to have to watch, keep on going anyway. So I've sort of had a Doctor Who marathon, but it's been incomplete because, I didn't have the time to watch the vintage episodes when they were available, and by the time I had the time, they weren't available, and there are still episodes that aren't available, and they're still animating episodes which haven't come out yet, so you have to backtrack to get to those. And then, I started watching the new era, and I found I was missing episodes, and I had access, so I could go between DVD and streaming, but then all the access disappeared, and now I'm just going to have to watch these seasons and miss stuff, and, I have to skip specials and skip seasons to move on. So I am getting my Doctor Who marathon in, but it's incomplete, and it's messy, and it shouldn't be this hard. Like, what is the point of studios holding onto their content and stopping people from seeing it? I mean, I get that no one is, seeing it for free, and you're not having other companies, use it or anything. So I get that you're protecting it on one level, but you're also making it so hard to watch that people are losing access and losing interest, and you're not, gaining fans. You're not getting new people viewing the shows. So I mean, they're making it so difficult for me. I'm struggling to watch Doctor Who, and most people aren't going to do that. Most people, if they're lucky, they'll tune in if it's available and easy to access. If they like it, they'll keep watching it. But if you make it hard, you're gonna keep the the hardcore fans who are gonna keep following it and chasing it and paying for it, but you're not going to pick up new fans, and you're not going to keep casual fans. So I don't see how this is helping anyone. So hopefully they'll sort out something soon. There'll be somewhere where I can access it, but I just really regret not watching it on ABC when it was available. But it never occurred to me that it would go away. Because they had the license and contract with Doctor Who since the 60s, and it just been the home of Doctor Who, and we just took it for granted. Just as part of our culture, was always there to watch, and we always watched it, and then one day it was gone. And that's what can happen with streaming. So that's why you need to work on other means, like your own library. And a lot of people are turning to piracy now because the streaming services are becoming too expensive and too difficult. And so, yeah, it's a big mess. And I just want to talk about that for a minute because I had real trouble sort of finishing my marathon.